British or American English? What makes you sound more articulate? Now, this is a question that we get asked very often. And even if you go to Google and you type in, hey Google, tell me how to pronounce this particular word, you'll definitely get multiple responses depending on where you are or the type of search query that you have. And that's often why some people get confused with what the correct pronunciation is and which one should they utilize if they're not from, let's say, North America or Great Britain. But I want us to cut through all this confusion and talk about something way more important, and that is the rhythm of language. You see, articulation is not just about structuring your thoughts and your words, it's also about understanding that communication is majorly about helping your listener understand what you're saying with complete clarity. And pronunciation errors or confusion about whether you should choose British or American pronunciations can cause a gap in your clarity. So let's get that fixed. But the thing is, I'm not an expert in pronunciation and accents, so we've got somebody for you. In a moment, I'm going to cut to a coach who's been working with us for about 3 years now. Our clients are absolutely in love with her. She's a TESOL certified coach who specializes in accents and pronunciation, and she's worked with hundreds of people, helping them become more clear and articulate communicators. Hopefully, you'll be seeing a lot more of her on this channel because she offers a completely different skill set in communications as opposed to mine. So you get a more diverse understanding of helping you become a more effective communicator. Let's cut it now to Coach Kautika.
Hey, I'm Kautika, a senior communication coach at Frantically speaking, and in this video, I'll break down pronunciation in a way that actually helps you sound more articulate. We're going to talk about, first, the rhythm of English. Second, the difference between stress-timed and syllable-timed languages. Third, one small trick that improves your pronunciation instantly. First, let's understand stress-timed language system. English is a rhythmic pattern driven by stress, and it's what we call a stress-time language system. That means we don't pronounce every syllable with equal weight or equal emphasis. Instead, we naturally emphasize one key syllable in a word, and the rest of the syllables, they get reduced or unstressed. Let's look at an example here. Photography. Here, the stress is on the second syllable. Now let's compare stress-time language with a syllable-time language. If your native language is syllable-timed, like Hindi, Tamil, or even French, you are used to giving equal weight to every syllable. Over time, your tongue gets habituated to stressing every part of this word equally. But what happens if you take English as a language, which is a stress-time language, and start to speak that language in a syllable-timed fashion? Then it can sound robotic, and more importantly, it often affects how clearly you're understood. Let's take the same example that I took previously and look at it in both the aspects. This word, if I were to stress every syllable with equal weight, it would sound like photography. Photography. Now, if I were to stress on the second syllable, then the pronunciation goes photography. Photography. The latter is the natural and the right way of English. So, to be articulate in any language, follow its language system. In English, follow the right syllable stress. You actually don't need a British or American accent to sound good. You just need a neutral accent. Along with that, the right syllable stress. When learning a new word next time, don't just look up its meaning. Look up for the pronunciation. And now, don't just listen to the pronunciation. Rather, start reading your pronunciation. Now, if I were to tell you the right way of reading the pronunciation, then it would mean to read this gibberish, which we often ignore on Google and in dictionaries. What you see here is called phonetic transcription. But I'm not asking you to read this. For a layperson, read the pronunciation in the 26 letters that you already know, which looks something like this. Here, the capital letters indicate the stress. In this case, it's TOG. So it's photography. Go ahead, give it a try. Photography. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more bite-sized tips on speaking better. Now that you know how stress-time languages work, and how to get the right stress to pronounce the words correctly, watch this next video on how to be even more articulate. It pairs perfectly.